What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So, Chris Brown has come out and dropped a bomb. I'm talking about a Funkmaster Flex bomb on Quavo of the Migos, right? It's called The Weakest Link. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all. For it to be a singing dude like Chris, he was rapping. Now, I always knew Chris could rap because I saw him in BET Cyphers before rapping and all of that. So I knew he could put some words together and make it sound fly. I've seen him do it before. You know what I mean? At times I heard him rapping when he was on songs with Tiger, when they was doing a Fan of a Fan mixtape, etc. And they had some songs in there that I liked. So he came out like, and it was very aggressive, very disrespectful. The way we like rap songs to be. You know what I mean? Very disrespectful. He revealed a lot of crazy stuff and said a lot of wild stuff to Quavo where it's like, damn. Quavo, you're going to have to respond, dog. You got to respond. No matter if Chris is a singer or not, you're going to have to respond. Hey, get with, what's my boy named Offset? Because I like how Offset be rapping, man. I think Offset is a better rapper than Quavo, in my opinion. I'm like, shit, man, you and Offset might need to make up, sit in the booth, and come up with some stuff. Because low-key, Chris really kind of threw a shot at Offset, too, in a way by saying, like, what you call it? He said Takeoff was... What did he say? He was like, he was the realest one in the group and he was the only one with some... The way he made it sound like Takeoff was the only one that was respectable in the group. He said something, I should have wrote the line down. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell y'all, I'm not as invested in this battle as I am in the Drake and Kendrick Lamar. But I'm going to get to that, right? But I'm like, yeah, he going to need Offset. Him and Offset need to make up and come up with something. Because shit, Chris Brown is trying to get Quavo all the way up out of here. He trying to get him the hell up out of here expeditiously, right? But I'm gonna tell y'all this, man. I'm not as invested in this beef. I'm not as interested because I know the origins of this for real, man. And to me, the origins of the situation is corny to me, right? And again, sometimes people don't care about how beef start, you know. But and the Chris Brown fans gonna be mad because I give Chris flack on. He's one of the most talented artists I've ever seen, bar none. Dancing, singing, being able to make his songs. He does it all. He's an extreme talent all across the board, and I always give him his props for that, without question. But to me, Chris does a lot of corny things that other people could never get away with. And but Chris is the Teflon Don. No, I promise y'all, Chris could do whatever he want, and women will come defend everything he do. He will have all his fan base will come and I'm talking about shield him. No matter what happens, if somebody else does the exact same thing that Chris does, oh my God, Chris fan base will call him corny. But if Chris does it, he will get protected. What do I mean by that? This whole situation with Quavo and Chris Brown started because Quavo started dating Karrueche, who is Chris Brown's ex, right? And I'm looking like, unless Chris and Quavo were cool before this, I can understand if you was cool with Quavo, y'all was cool, y'all was friends, and you start dating your ex, I get you being upset, I get you being pissed, right? But if y'all wasn't cool, y'all wasn't friends, y'all wasn't cool at all, how you mad that your ex moved on to do? You can be mad, but you can't be trying to start beef with him. Chris was he was ready to crash out about this woman. I'm talking about, bro, ready to crash out on Victor Cruz, one of the nicest dudes around because Karrueche was dating him. Ready to crash out and go to jail about her. Like, bro, if she's moved on, brother, you got to do that too. That's when I hate to say this because I don't like to belittle or make fun of black men for this. That's when Chris Brown needed like a father figure in his life to say, bro, she moved on. You can't be ready to crash out about this woman because she dating somebody else, right? You can be mad. I get being mad, being pissed, being frustrated because she's dating another dude in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? But if Quavo wasn't your homeboy, y'all wasn't cool, y'all wasn't friends, it is what it is, dog. You can't be ready to jump out the window every time she dates somebody. Like he ready to spaz out on Drake. But I remember that Victor Cruz shit, he all under Victor Cruz pictures on his page talking crazy. And to me, I'm like, bro, you got to relax, dog. Like, man, you have got to relax. You know, but yeah, all this, Chris always be ready to go to war over anybody that dates Karrueche. And I'm like, yo, he got to cut that out, man. He got to cut it out. And that's really what it started from. Now, again, unless him and Quavo was cool, he got to let that go. Chris and them got into it about that, right? Now, a video posted on the Shade Room, they got into it about that back in the day. A video posted on the Shade Room of them being at like a fashion show or something somewhere, and Chris happened to be seated next to Quavo. They put the seating where he was sitting next to Quavo, and they were sitting next to each other, uncomfortable as hell. You can tell the tension was thick in the air. You can cut the tension with a goddamn butter knife. It was that thick, right? And so you could tell it was like awkward. After the situation, now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm lying. I saw Chris Brown go on there, basically like taunting, basically calling Quavo he ain't losing no money over no lame or some shit. He was trying to belittle Quavo in the post when he commented about the whole situation of them being seated next to each other. He was trying to treat Quavo like a goofy, you know, when the Shade Room posted about them being seated next to each other, right? Trying to belittle Quavo in that situation. So then Quavo responded in a song because, hold on, you trying to diss me? I ain't say nothing. From what I remember, Quavo never said nothing about them seated next to each other. If I'm wrong, all y'all can come and correct me and tell me I'm wrong. But I didn't remember Quavo saying nothing about it. I remember Chris jumping out the window, basically ready to call Quavo a lame and all that. He ain't risking no money over no something. He was trying to belittle him. And so Quavo dissed Chris Brown in a song, right? Now Chris responds with this song here. But the whole situation started because Chris was trying to belittle him after the Shade Room posted the video of them having to be seated next to each other. Chris could have left that alone and not said nothing. Chris wanted to use this as an opportunity. He wanted to use that moment of everybody seeing them seated next to each other as an opportunity to call Quavo out of his name or make him seem less than. So Quavo, as a man, responded, and now Chris Brown responded to that. But Chris is the one that initiated all that shit because all that stuff was years and years ago. Even if you don't like the person, Quavo ain't. I don't remember Quavo saying nothing bad about Chris after they was posted sitting next to each other. I don't remember that. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like, bro, but after that, like, yeah, Chris, that was ignited because of you. But let's get back to the topic at hand, right? Because in the song, Chris Brown reveals to the world that he slept with Sweetie, right? While Quavo was still with her. And I'm looking like, now, I remember when the baby dropped that diss against Megan Thee Stallion, and he indicated that he slept with, because him and the baby was getting into it with Partisan Fontaine, Megan Thee Stallion's old boyfriend, about, you know, the baby's support of Tory Lanez, a dude that Megan Thee Stallion said shot her and then all of that, right? And so the baby released a song revealing like, oh, that's why I hit Megan Thee Stallion. I hit her the day before that. He was being specific with it, right? And all the girls came out and say, yo, the baby is a cornball. He corny. The moment Chris Brown reveals to the world that he slept with Sweetie, the moment Chris Brown get out here and start pillow talking to the public world and started revealing all this to the really just revealing this information to the world, all the girls now, they like, oh, Chris a savage. I told y'all don't mess with Chris. He a savage. Chris don't play. Wait a minute, man. What happened to revealing your sexual partners? What happened to that being corny? It's cool when Chris do it. It's a problem with the baby do it and all that. No, man. It's corny whenever it's done. You feel me? Bro, I don't know. And it's the fact I know this whole situation when him and Quavo butted heads because he was mad that Karrueche was dating him. And again, unless that was your man's, my daughter cooking pizza, unless it was your man's, unless that was your homie, you can't be mad at Quavo for dating Karrueche unless that was your friend. And if that was his friend, y'all can tell me. But it's like, Chris, dog, come on, man. Like, for real, man. They telling everybody in the world you slept with Sweetie. Like, that's some shit dudes do to me. That's some shit dudes did in high school and college. You feel me? You got to keep it keep it P, man. Some shit you ain't got to reveal, dog. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Because boy, listen. And I don't know, man. I'm just, maybe because I was raised by an old head daddy. So it's certain shit my daddy just would never allow me to never co-sign. You ain't name dropping a woman you slept with, making her look bad, whatever, because first of all, if you want to get it again, you can't get it again. Nah, you're telling everybody. And then two, it's just like, bro, don't do that. You ain't got to make that woman look bad because you got beef with dude. You feel me? And then my daddy would be like, bro, don't you be out here ready to fight no dude because he dating your ex, because he don't owe you no loyalty unless that's your homie. Chris ready to whoop everybody ass about Karuchi. Everybody, he willing to go to jail, hell, and he ready to go to jail, hell, a cell, and under the ground for Karuchi. Like, bro, just, no. This is not gonna be Romeo and Juliet. She got a new dude, man. Unless that was your homie, you can't be mad at that. And then don't get me started about him talking about Quavo ain't from the streets. And Chris, you started gangbanging at 20 years old while you was a rich kid. Chris didn't grow up in the hood, and then he got put onto the gang. He was infatuated with the LA street life and LA gangbanging and latched on to it because he was easily influenced. It was cool to him and he jumped on that, man. This is fire, but the origins of the whole situation is corny to me, man. It's just me. Peace.